Okay, I've got the in-task standard and um okay. Okay, yeah, I'm ready. All right. So we're here to go over the baseline video covering in-task standard 1, learner development. Um so yeah, I think we can start off this video just kind of asking the question of what do you think went well during the lesson? Mhm. 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 Yeah, I think you were engaging. I think there was certainly a lot of the kids were engaged, and there was a lot of student talking time, which I was quite pleased with. So yeah, I think overall there was some things that definitely went well. It's clear you're an experienced teacher, and I think the kids liked you as well. And yeah, um, let's go over the guiding question a little bit over the in-task standard. Um, so I've got here, it says, does the candidate use knowledge about learners' growth and development to design and implement developmentally appropriate instruction that is challenging and achievable to meet the cognitive, linguistic, social, emotional, and physical needs of the learners? Um, so, in your opinion, how do you think you were able to meet those specific criteria in the video? Hmm. 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 Right, right, right. Yeah, yeah, I think they seemed quite happy as well. Yeah, and I think the games kept them engaged, and I also know, I mean, this is not you're not really used to teaching this class. You've met the class twice before this lesson, so the kids have got to know you a little bit. But of course, there's all sorts of things that happen when you get thrown in a class that you don't maybe know all the kids' characters very well, and so that can prove a bit difficult in sort of classroom management expectations and things like that. Um, so, what do you think, um, looking back at that lesson, what do you think you could improve going forward? Hmm. 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 Yeah. Yeah, and it's difficult, and I think, there's things like, you're not when you I mean, I think it was I would think I appreciate the risks that you took in doing a lot of those group activities, because I think, well, some of them are very regulated. There are also some students that are not so regulated, and you kind of going into that class, you don't really have the foresight of who maybe needs more regulation than others. So that's also a little bit of a difficult thing. There's a lot of different, I would say, skill sets in that class, and so that yeah, I think that can be something that can certainly be improved in time. Um, yeah. So I know this program is all kind of for developing, what do they say, a growth mindset. So going forward, how do you think how do you think you can apply this sort of growth mindset concept to your teaching and instruction? Hmm. 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 Yeah. Hmm. That's great. So yeah, I mean, is there any other things you would like to talk about? I mean, how do you think the lesson went according with your lesson plan? Did you kind of teach the lesson you thought you were going to teach, or were there any sort of um, things you kind of had to alter based on what happened in the classroom? Mm-hmm. 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 No, that's great. I mean, and Bibbs is very, you know, they follow the whole IB philosophy of really trying to push a student-led um, sort of atmosphere, and yeah, and I think it's good to alter things according to the student's needs, and you know, um, and always kind of look for um, and understand the interests of the students that you're instructing, and alter plans based around that. That's always good, I think. Obviously, there's a balance, of course, with everything. They're grade two, so um, but yeah, I think I think given the fact that you did not really know this class too well, I think things went quite well, and yeah, I think I'm excited to see the areas you'll be growing in, and I think I could even learn a little bit. I'm interested in your uh, sort of plans for things like classroom management, things like that going forward. And I think even I could learn from some of your ideas as well. So yeah, I really appreciate you being able to teach my class. It's always good to see other teachers teaching, and I've needed to observe a lot more of that. So Yeah, we're all growing in our field, and so yeah. Anything else you wanted to talk about? All right. Well, I think we're good then.